How many more times can I say stay in my own lane? So on this Wellness Wednesday, I'm going to be talking about staying in your lane. First things first, let's talk about the scale. Last week I weighed in at 145.0. This week I was 146.8, which is a 1.8 pound gain. And there are a few reasons for that, and all of them are food and stress related. And the long and the short of it is we went to Great Wolf Lodge this past weekend for a fun family little weekend getaway, and it was super fun, but I didn't plan very well. I didn't prep ahead of time very well. It was an impromptu trip, so there wasn't a lot of time to begin with, and I mismanaged my time probably, because I can do that. So at Great Wolf Lodge, there were tons of families there. There were lots of very trim looking mamas that looked like they had never had a baby in their life, like taut stomachs, like ready to go into bikini competition type physique. And they had, like 8-month-old babies on their hips, which just kind of got me a little bit distracted because my tummy looks like a deflated balloon. And it's not attractive to me. I know that there is much beauty in a woman's body regardless of form or tautness of skin. And my body has birthed 3 gorgeous girls, and my body has given of itself to nurse 3 girls. And, I do a lot with my body. I haul children around. I do work around my house. I do so much with my body, and there's much beauty in that. But I allowed myself to be distracted, and I started to have my focus veer off into somebody else's lane. And I needed someone to grab me by the face and say, stay in your lane. And I'm here to say that to myself, ultimately, is what it is. And in swimming, I was a competitive swimmer for a little while, like a hot minute. And one thing that they do in swimming is for your various heats for your races, they put the fastest timed swimmer in lane 4. And then the second fastest goes to lane 5, third fastest lane 3, fourth fastest lane 6, and on and on and on until you've got your slowest person in that heat in lane 8. And oftentimes I look at the health and wellness world, community. I feel like that's such an overused term. And I feel like I'm kind of like in a lane 6. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm definitely not in the 4th lane where you're the fastest, you're the best at it, you do everything right, you got it going on. But I'm definitely not in lane 8 where I'm just like treading water. That took me a long time to come up with that. I'm so sorry. So I'm kind of in the middle of the pack. I know what eating plan works for me. I know the way of eating that I like to do, and I've got it pretty well under control here. I've got it well practiced. I've trained with it hard and trained more like, like prepared, prepped, continued to eat on this plan, not like physical weightlifting training. But I've been doing pretty all right. So here I am in lane 6. Like, yeah, okay. But the thing is that I don't have my focus laser ahead in front of me at the other end of the pool. I've kind of got like this peripheral vision here where I'm like, wonder how fast lane 5 is going, or I wonder how much I'm going to beat lane 7 by. You know what I mean? Like those kinds of things are kind of distracting a little bit whenever it comes to swimming. And in swimming, if you're in the middle of a race, you need to be focused in your lane. And they've got those lane ropes there on purpose so you stay in your lane. And it's helpful, but it doesn't prevent you from visually seeing what someone else is doing in someone else's lane. And the thing of it is, in swimming pools and in water in general, whenever you're looking through it, the image is distorted. And I feel like that's true in a non-pool related analogy. When you're outside of the pool and you look to somebody else's lane, your vision is when you look at somebody else's wellness experience and lifestyle, you're only seeing a distorted version of it. You're not there with them for the nitty-gritty or for the super like hurrah glory days. You're just seeing a distorted glimpse of what they are choosing to show you. And it's distorted by your own perception and your own experiences. And so me seeing all of those moms that I felt like had something I couldn't attain just kind of drug me down. And it's all a battlefield in your own mind. That's really what it is. I didn't take those thoughts captive, and that's really what I needed to do. But aside from all of that, I need to stay in my lane. And I really hope that everybody in a health and wellness journey can really focus on staying in their own lane as well, because I can sit there and cheer you on in your lane and with your successes, and I can encourage you whenever you feel like you're just sort of like backsliding or just treading water. I can encourage you in those things, and I would ask that you would encourage me in those times too. But my focus can remain in my own lane. My focus can remain on there's the next wall. And once I do that flip turn and I get to the next wall and the next one and the next one, I can stay focused on that's my objective. That's my milestone. That's my purpose here. I'm trying to get to that wall so I can do my flip turn and I can go hit the timer pad and see how well I did. And I feel like kind of the swimming analogy kind of ebbs and flows for me with this whole stay in your lane business. Some people might see it as driving, stay in your lane and driving. That way you're not interfering with other people driving. And don't focus on what the other person in the other car is doing, even if she is flat ironing her hair in her car as she drives with one hand and puts mascara on with the other hand. And you're not sure how she's making it down I-35 without dying. Stay in your lane. Stay focused on your car. Stay focused on what you need to be doing in order to safely arrive at point B from point A. There is no way to land this plane for me. I'm at a loss. So I want to know if y'all are able to stay in your own lane. Are you able to focus on your own journey? I hate the word journey in this context, but I'm going to have to use it. But are you able to stay focused on what you are called to do while encouraging and cheering others on in what they're called to do or what their choices are? I mean, and the thing of it is I don't care if you eat Atkins or Weight Watchers or vegan or high carb, low fat, or just any lifestyle, paleo, Whole30. I don't care how you eat. If it's what works for you, that's awesome. That's amazing. And I want you to keep doing what works for you. And I want you to stay in your lane because I need to stay in my lane. And working with Trim Healthy Mama as a way of eating is definitely the path that my lane is taking me down. I'm really not sure if I made my whole point or not. And to be honest, I'm not even sure that I had a point other than trying to shake it into my brain that I have to stay in my own lane. How many more times can I say stay in my own lane? I don't even know. But if any of this was even remotely encouraging for you, if any of it was entertaining for you, and if any of it was just, I don't know, just like frustrating for you, I want to hear your comments below. And I also would love it if you would subscribe if you have not already. To everybody who has subscribed to me, thank you. That's incredible. I am so flabbergasted that anybody even wants to spend a minute of time listening to what I have to ramble on about. And ultimately, I do this because I have more words than what my husband is capable of hearing in a day. So knowing that there's somebody out there listening is just really encouraging to me. So again, I would love it if you would subscribe. I would love it if you would stick around and maybe consider checking out some of my other Trim Healthy Mama videos or whatever else I've got over there. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you the next Wellness Wednesday. Bye.